Hello, welcome beautiful vibrant souls to today's pick a card reading. We're going to be looking at your magic. I want to first of all apologize for the crazy hair. Tomorrow is wash day, but we are going to be looking at what is your magic. Now, keep in mind this can kind of apply to skills, abilities, energy that you carry that has been with you it's been a lifelong thing. This can also talk about what your kind of most potent magic is right now at the time that you're watching this reading. This is a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it's meant for you. I don't know why I did that. That's okay. So kind of keep that in mind, apply it as you see fit. If the themes that we are talking about in your particular group are things that you're like, oh yeah, that's been the case, forever. Excuse my burp. Then you'll know this is kind of more of like a lifelong gift for you. For others, this is something that's been emerging, and this is very powerful, right? This is meant to look at your kind of unique energy signature, how you wield your magic, possibly how you manifest. This could indicate strong chakras, strong spiritual gifts. We're not sure. We've got a little bit of everything going on. So we're going to take a look into that. But yeah. With that, as denoted in the thumbnail, there are 3 options to choose from, but I'll show you again. So option 1 has the prayer night. She's so pretty. Option 2 has the honey calcite. And option 3 has the cinnabar. I always want to say cinnabon, and I know it's not. I know it's not that. So feel free to pause the video if you need more time, meditate, contemplate on the options. When you have found one that best resonates with your energy, head down to the timestamps in the description box below and go to your selected option. And with that, I'm going to start with group 1. Okay, group 1. Hi. I immediately wanted to be like down to brass tacks. Let's get to business. I have to take a sip of my water. Yeah. Okay. I get that feeling. Maybe you guys are just like, you're very, I was going to say very like business-like, but almost like cutthroat. That's not how I mean it, but just very sure of what you want. I'm hearing the word prompt. You guys might be able, even if you're not like that, you might be able to handle people who are like that very, very well. There's something about being able to either bring all the pieces together yourself or manage, like you attract all the pieces. And again, it's like people who might want to control a situation. You're very good at easing them without being overruled or overshadowed by them. There's something like that. Pranite is associated with the heart chakra as well. I feel like you lend, you either are generally a very like a calm person, or you lend that kind of energy to people who might be a little bit high strung. So let's see what comes out with your cards. Okay, we have inspiration and courage. This was really interesting because when I pulled this out of the deck, it was originally upright and I wanted to flip it the other way. And it's not so much that I feel like it needs to be read in reverse, but there might be a sense where you help restore inspiration and courage to people. I'm looking, we have 4 candles on either side. Candles are usually kind of like almost like the wands energy. It makes me think of the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius, which is all about an expansive mindset. So it may very well be that you're, and look at how we have this lady with her shadow here. You're dealing with people who have a vision for something and they can get very gridlocked, right? What precedes the 8 of Wands is the 7 of Wands, and that's being defensive, right? It usually shows one guy with a wand in his hand, and he's fending off 6 wands. And it's kind of this energy where somebody has a vision, and they can be so tunnel visioned about that, or they can be so like locked onto that they end up unintentionally blocking their blessings. They end up unintentionally kind of like turning people off. I feel like that's kind of what these are the people you come in contact with. Pardon my itchy nose. These are the people you deal with. And so again, with that almost 8 of Wands energy, I feel like you help expand their mindset again, help them see the bigger picture, help calm them down, without losing their passion, which I think is really, really beautiful, right? Look at how we have all the swirls up here and the swirl in the crystal ball. It's kind of like the sense of people, especially people who are not good at channeling a lot of energy. When they get an inspiration for something, they might kind of try to like either like put the cart before the horse and blow it up bigger than it needs to be, and then kind of have big time stress over something very small. Or it's kind of like they get so narrow-minded about it because they're trying to control every aspect of it. They're trying to shrink it down. And there's something about creating a balance here that I'm figuring, like I feel from this. And again, she's got her hands over her heart. The way you do this, you empathize with people, right? This would be, you know, somebody comes in, you know, hot and angry, and you're kind of just, you know, you're that person that smooths it over and is able to both validate where they're coming from while also offering another perspective, right? You know, if they're freaking out over something and it feels like it's the end of the world, you know, you're that person that can kind of, especially I feel like you're very intuitive about how to be able to, you say the right thing at the right time, about how to be able to soothe people. You know, you're that kind of individual that's like, all right, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. I appreciate your passion for this vision. I think it's not a lost cause. What if we tried it this way? Or, you know, like, I'm appreciating where you're coming from, but I think this could be a good approach. We could try this, and this might lend XYZ. And you're like able to kind of, again, create a bridge for people who are just so locked in and so gridlocked into what they're doing. I like this quite a lot. So let's see your cards. Yeah, the Earth Star Chakra with Mother Earth. Yup. We have citrine with the Sun and clarity, 18 reducing to a 9. Sacral Chakra, excuse me, card 2. So the frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. Healing, yeah, exactly. 29 reducing to a 2 as well. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes through the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. I feel like there's almost something where you help lend insight, right? You help bring clarity back to the situation. I was drawn into the information that comes to us through our senses, harmonizing everything accordingly. This feels like you get people to ground, you get people to kind of breathe, like, okay, it's going to be okay. You know, all is not lost. Again, people who the sacral chakra really deals with our desires, but it also deals with our emotions very heavily. So people who are trying to create something that they are very attached to because it's our desires, but there's also an emotional component. And I feel like it can cause people to get a little bit lost. And there's a sense here where your magic is that you are so healing and very grounding. Look at how she's got the symbol right over her third eye. You're very connected with spirit. So you see the bigger picture, and you're able to kind of like almost like guide people, move the pieces around, but guide people through the process. Because a lot of people, I feel like, come to you when something is not working out, when something is falling apart, when they're feeling, I also feel like when they've hung up a lot of other emotions on whatever it is, like, I have to, you know, I have to throw this party perfectly. And that means like, you know, the centerpieces have to be perfect because this party has to be perfect, because if the party's not perfect, all my friends will hate me. There's that kind of energy. I feel like you kind of help ground people, even if it doesn't, you know, they're not saying it like that. You help ground people into remembering what's important. And with the, you know, the information that comes to us through our senses, I feel like you help people look at the resources around them first and foremost. Be like, okay, there's so much here there's so much abundance here to be able to connect with. You help people connect with their gratitude as well, which is key for manifestation. For some, with inspiration and courage, you help people who have started something, who then kind of wig themselves out or talk themselves out of it. You help them find clarity and you help them find their personal power, right? You help them remember with, you know, the number 1 here, that they are capable of creating all the new beginnings in their lives that they could possibly want. I'm noticing we have a 9 here and we have a 1. The only thing missing in between is a 10. That's the completion of a cycle. Right, so sometimes people get stuck. They can start something and then, like I said, lose confidence. Or if there's, again, a lot of other emotions. We have so much orange here. And then the green of the heart chakra. If there's a lot of emotional baggage that's sort of in the way, that might be where they tend to talk themselves out of it. This is where I feel like you're very good at being able to attune to the fear-based energy that they're feeling and empathize with them without without encouraging them to stay stuck, right? It kind of helps them move through that energy really heavily. What is this healing about? We have, the King of Pentacles. I feel like you help people. You might be a very generous person. Even look how the color palette's very similar on these. A very generous person. You might like offer your time, offer your resources. And look at how the paint is coming off of like her eyes. Again, it's like you can see the potential with everything around you. We have the feather here as well. So there's a lot of kind of angelic guidance, I feel. A lot of higher wisdom. You can see the potential around you. I also feel like too, Taurus is really an energy that takes joy and pride and comfort in the process of progress. They're not looking to get everything done in one fell swoop. They're looking to like build and grow over time. So there's something where you lend this grounding energy to other people because there's the recognition of like, you know, hey, Rome isn't built in a day here. Like, everything that's worth having generally takes time, takes work, takes effort, takes energy. But just because you're not there today doesn't mean you're never going to get there. You really encourage people and you help people heal whatever blockages are in the way toward achieving their own stability. Yeah, because then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yep. We have, you know, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the mother in this deck, and then Mother Earth. So this is a very like soothing maternal energy, I feel. And this is all about what people want to create for themselves and manifest for themselves. And I feel like you really help people. She's got like the, you know, the heart is lit up here. You really help people like clear out their blockages that are actually stopping them, or that they let stop them is a really big thing coming through. Yeah, we have the Moon showing up. People's fears, you really help them work through and move through their fears or their difficult emotions. Yep, Empress, there we go. A lot of divine feminine energy, a lot of mother energy here. You might help people who are kind of like afraid about parenting. Like you're just like, I don't know why, but like, you know, people who are parents to be or new parents are like always coming into my life. But it's because you offer a maternal energy here. What's at the bottom? Yeah, we have the Hermit in reverse. I feel like you have a lot of wisdom to offer people, but you also help people feel like they don't have to do it alone. What is this one? The Eight of Pentacles reversed, and the word here is nurturance. People who feel like they could use a little extra support, a little extra love. Yeah, we have the Six of Pentacles here with success. People who have felt blocked from success, people who feel like they, especially again, I'm feeling like a blockage. Look how we have the rainbow coming out of her, her dress. We also have a rainbow here. I feel like you get the energy moving again when people are kind of stuck part way. Again, with the sacral chakra, there's a lot of divine feminine healing here. What is the sacral chakra energy about? Yeah, wow, okay, the King of Wands here with transmutation. I feel like you really help, and so much orange here too. I feel like you really help break down any sacral blockages. Again, divine feminine healing blockages, and blockages that stop people from really putting themselves out there with the King of Wands, really like sharing what they know, really like putting their work out there, being seen in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, the Hermit in reverse. I feel like you help people come out of hermit mode. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, and then the Hanged Man in reverse. Interesting. So yeah, you help people get unstuck. It's usually people who have been through some really challenging cycles with the Wheel of Fortune. I love that we have the word mother showing up again. Have been through some really challenging cycles with the Wheel of Fortune, and they are, again, they kind of like get stuck partway through their transformation. This is where you help them kind of make sense of what has happened, or it's not even quite make sense. It's like you help them gain a new perspective on what's happened. You help them heal their heart. And because I feel like a lot of the people who you're helping out, they don't even really like need to cognitively make sense of it. They just need love. They just need encouragement, like loving encouragement. That's not, chastising, placating, hypercritical or perfectionistic. I feel like you offer gentle, loving wisdom and guidance to people while also encouraging them to keep going. And that's where the healing is, right? It's neither in pushing themselves with zero self-compassion, nor is it in abandoning their dreams. There's a middle ground. So you might be, part of your magic might honestly lie with helping people heal their divine feminine energy, especially through those who are trying to reparent themselves. And I definitely see that here. So there's a lot of divine feminine healing. If you're helping somebody who's in the middle of kind of like one of these sort of cycles in their life, make sure to spend a lot of time grounding, because I feel like that's going to be really, really helpful. You guys might like need to run away into nature quite a lot. I'm just shuffling the deck because I want to pull like one or two more. What is this clarity about? Yeah, the Page of Pentacles reversed. And we have the word design. I feel like a lot of the people who you help with your magic don't know what they want to make, don't know what they want to build, or they doubt themselves really, really heavily. The page is just starting out, but they're still learning. These are people who've never even gotten really the opportunity to learn what they want or how to make a big vision, because we have like the really tall oak tree here. Like how to take steps toward it. So you, again, with that King and Queen of Pentacles energy, you might really help people like learn to take joy in the process of progress over time, and how to plan their journey, and how to, not get dissuaded if they hit a setback or a pause. Because we also have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse with community. I feel like these are also people who feel alienated from the people around them, and you help give them support. Yeah, Gaia with the world. You help give them support. You help them close out you help them close out old cycles where they don't feel supported by the people in their life, and that's what's kept them from like really like achieving their goals or taking action. So you kind of help them heal that and encourage that. Five of Pentacles, manipulation, because these are people who generally feel or have felt very controlled by the people in their life, and it's made them afraid to really like take a chance and get out there, because it's kind of like the devil they know. And I feel like you just like kind of gently provide like this ability to like help them bridge the gap. I hope that makes sense. And a lot of clarity about what is holding them back and what is controlling them. Now I want to see how this applies in your own personal life, right? Because we have the magic we offer others and how this magic shows up for ourselves. Okay, we have the Six of Cups with pleasure, and it is in reverse. And we have the Five of Cups in reverse with cleansing. I was just about to say this with the Six of Cups. So I feel like you don't hold on to the past. This may have been a lifetime where you kind of discharged a lot of past life energy. But in general, I feel like you guys don't really hold on to the past a whole lot. Or at least energetically, it does not impact you, meaning your energy moves pretty fluidly, I feel like. We have the Nine of Pentacles reverse. I feel like you naturally attract both people who want to help you and people who you help as well. Because we have the Queen of Cups in reverse with perception here. There's a sense where I feel like, again, this is an equal give and take kind of a thing. I feel like you've both been through cycles where you needed this, and you've attracted in people to help you when you guys may have had a very challenging relationship with your own divine feminine energy or with the divine feminines in your life. And there's a sense here where you've always attracted in people who want to help you on this journey to release this old energy. And I think you're going to be in the same position to help others, or you already are. I feel like, we have the King of Pentacles. I was just about to say this with the Queen of Cups reversed. I feel like despite not having gotten guidance or maybe having trouble with this energy in your life, you've always naturally, intuitively been able to like understand this energy. This is somebody who is loving, empathic, intuitive, nurturing, caring. You've always just been naturally very gifted with that. And I feel like even if it doesn't always feel like that, it actually makes you a much more secure person than most people. And your journey, for some of you, this is more of a new thing in your life. Your journey is leading you or has led you to a place where you're, again, Taurus energy, you have grown familiar and comfortable and pleased with the process of progress. Yep, okay, because the Page of Pentacles reverse, I feel like this comes from you help people, or you're being put in a position very soon to be helping people overcome a challenge that you yourself have faced. You guys might be my healer group. Yep. The world that you yourself have faced. And then we have the Knight of Swords reversed that has kept you, again, it's a sense of clarity about your personal power, about your blockages, how to create a life that you desire, the things that kind of, and a lot of it with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed comes from not feeling, there's like an emotional physical world connection, not feeling nurtured and supported enough that you're going after your dreams matter, right? These could be, you could be end up helping people a lot of the time. And again, you may have gone through this yourself where you didn't have this like supportive, caring energy in your life. So it's kind of like, well, I have to take care of myself. I have to do, I have to like be focused on this first and foremost. I don't, the Page of Pentacles for me is kind of like you're getting out there and you're figuring out what you want to build, what you want your legacy to be. You're kind of, that's really the thing I'm getting here is like you're figuring out what you want your legacy to be. The Six of Cups reversed, you may have been in this position where, again, there's a lot of past life energy or karmic patterns that you had to clean up. And then you had to then have this turning point moment where you're figuring out, and now that you've like wrapped up those lessons, those cycles, you might kind of have had to grow up very, very early. And there's a sense here where I feel like there's a turning point on your journey where you then had to figure out what you wanted to create from this very healthy, self-possessed, loving place. And I think that, your magic is in transmuting that energy and doing that for yourself, as well as how you are going to be offering that to other people. And a lot of it has to do with mindsets, and a lot of it has to do with like what we think we can do, right? And I think we conceptualize that as like a power of the mind, but you guys understand intimately that it's all connected through the heart. That's why it's important to offer love and compassion and support and patience to yourself and others. It's all through the heart. So you guys, you might have a very active heart chakra. You might have a very, very active heart chakra. But this is really what your magic is. Your magic is in transmuting the energies of pain, confusion, and powerlessness that you have experienced, in order to create the life you desire, right? With the King of Pentacles, the security, the empire, the legacy that you would like to be a part of, not the one that was handed to you. And I feel like that's very, very important. I feel like I want to kind of see a little bit more of how this is going to be playing out for you personally. And realistically, once we've kind of switched from survival mode into creation and thriving, that changes the game entirely. Yeah, the Sun reverse, this is all about finding, your personal power, finding your confidence. Yep, the Ten of Swords reversed with illusion. Then the Ace of Cups upright with ecstasy. And then the Emperor reversed with power. This is Lilith energy coming through. So yeah, this is really what I'm talking about for you guys. I feel like there's like a turning point in your life. It may have already happened. It may be happening. But the turning point is in no longer identifying with the legacy of loss, right? And again, we have clarity coming up twice, illusion here. Being able to finally let go of a very, very painful cycle that's not even entirely yours. This feels generational, in order to start a new cycle that makes you happy, one that brings you a sense of ecstasy, one that makes you feel like you're in flow, and finding a new way to be powerful, right? It's like this energy of power isn't just surviving the bad things that happen to you, but power is being able to rise above them and release them entirely and surrender to a state of flow. Knowing that you don't always have to push, you don't always have to make things happen. Again, a healed, divine, feminine energy, and trusting in the universe, that it will be what you want is delivered to you, but also trusting in the process. So I think that's just about everything I'm seeing for group 1. I hope this has been helpful. It's been a joy and a delight to have you here, and I hope I get to read for you again real soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 2. You guys picked the honey calcite. Don't tell the other groups I said this, but I was like, I feel like of the 3 groups, the energy was kind of intense while I was shuffling. I was like, I feel like of the 3 groups, Group 2 is the one that most has their shit together. You guys actually got, you got one fewer card than everybody else, but you know, if you've been here for a minute, you'll know. You get the cards you get. I do what I feel intuitively drawn to do, because that's the whole point of a tarot reading, is messages from spirit. And I'm not gonna, you know, create things that aren't there. So yeah, this one felt like it's a good thing though. It's kind of just like the energy felt lighter. I'm seeing a lot of pink. So kind of like softer, a lot of heart chakra energy. You guys may have been doing a lot of heart chakra clearance or work, and it's working. Congratulations. But there's just this energy of like, especially with the honey calcite, like conversation, I meant communication, but yes, conversations might be going better. Conversations you've been meaning to have might turn out very, very positively. I was gonna say prosperously. Okay. We're just channeling like a little mofo up in here. But yeah, this like, of the 3 groups, this energy probably felt the best. So I was just like, oh shit. Excuse my burp. So you may have the gift of gab. You might have kind of like the sense of, like when you speak, people just like you have influence, you have conversational finesse, people like to hear you talk. That might very well be, and you might not feel like that about yourself, but like you could have a lot of Mercury placements in your chart. So a lot in Gemini, Virgo, big placements in those signs. You could have a Mercury ruled chart, meaning you either have Virgo or Gemini rising. Excuse me. So yeah, let's see what you got. Oh, okay, you have follow your dreams. That's beautiful. Let's look at your other cards. Relationships. Okay, sacral energy here. 12 reducing to a 3. I was just about to say you might have a lot of Venus in your chart. And then we have Venus with empathy, rose quartz, 14 reducing to a 5. And integration. 30 reducing to a 3. But the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. So, sorry, I just had like a notification for a second. I was like, oh, okay. Yes. I feel like your magic, some of you, you're very gifted when you do candle magic. You also might be gifted psychically when you are performing divination. But you guys have a vision. That's really what I'm saying. You have a vision, and whatever you put into practice or into play to create that vision goes very smoothly. Especially anything that requires drawing in people. You guys are very magnetic. I'm getting kind of like King, Queen of Wands energy. I feel like too, you're a very good mediator. Excuse me. You're a very good mediator. You help bring people together. You could be kind of like this connecting energy where it's kind of like a hub, and you're like, you know, people are drawn to you, and like you're like, oh, you know what? Like you hear about somebody's like idea for a project, and you're like, you know what? I've got a friend who actually does that. Let me connect you guys. You're very, very good at that. Some of you might be natural matchmakers. Some of you, yeah, you're very, very good at working with people, especially in a one-on-one context. I feel like you guys are also very good at helping others being able to like create their dreams. And granted, you know, whenever we're talking about our magic, this is both what we offer to others and what is offered to us from spirit, like what we can create in our own lives. Excuse me. I feel like people trust you. People want to grow closer with you. Especially look at how the trees are kind of like, you know, growing toward each other, but also kind of like leaning in. You help people sort of want to grow in a new direction. And I feel like you're able to do this by empathizing with people very well. I want to know more about that. I'm going to clarify empathy. Yep, 3 of Swords reversed. You help, and the word here is isolation. You help people not feel so lonely. You help people who've maybe been on their own. I'm hearing like kind of like who are wounded. You help them. You help them feel less isolated. You help them feel like they can reach out. Judgment in reverse. Especially people who I feel like have had like a big, you know, kind of like judgment sort of moment, or who have had a tower moment and they're having trouble moving forward, so they just isolate, you're very, very good at being able to attract them in and being able to like help them feel comfortable with you, right? And I'm really drawn into, you know, what we perceive as positive, what we perceive as negative. Either helping people to harmonize with certain like parts of themselves, or helping people who seem like they have nothing in common learn to work together. This also could be where there are people who are supposed to be answering their calling, but they are, you know, if they've been hurt with the Three of Swords in reverse, you help them kind of like empathize, right? So there's a sense of like, let's say, you know, somebody has gone through a really, really bad breakup in the past. You kind of like, you know, through your conversations especially, or just like the way that people feel comfortable talking to you, you're kind of able to help them process and be able to see where the other person is coming from. And that helps them with forgiveness and a greater flow state. Yeah, the Sun reverse, I feel like there's a sense here where you help people get clarity, but you also help people see the point in something, right? The Sun can be about clarification and enlightenment. And upright, it's like a hell yes. But even in reverse, I call it a yes, but, right? So it's like, yes, but something might take longer than you wanted. Yes, but adjustments need to be made. You know, yes, but it will be different than what you thought it would be. There's something here where I feel like you help people find the purpose in the pain that they have experienced and be able to find a sense of enlightenment, a sense of confidence in themselves again, and like joy, right? Like there's something to look forward to, especially when they've been badly hurt by another person. You really do help people with that. Whoop, okay. Excuse my burp. Yeah, because we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse with beauty. I feel like people find you very beautiful. We also have the Eight of Wands in reverse with expression. The Seven of Wands in reverse with courage, and then the Six of Wands in reverse with forgiveness. I feel like it's situations where people, you know, the Knight of Pentacles reverse for me is like you've invested a lot into something and you've waited a long time and it didn't pan out, right? So people who have invested a lot into, you know, they've given a lot to someone or something and then it didn't pan out. It's like people who are stuck, right? Who have kind of like given up. They don't want to do anything. They're, you know, I'll never fall in love again. I'm never gonna, you know, put my work out there again. And, you know, I'm never like people who may struggle to express themselves because it never goes well when I speak my truth. It never goes well when I do this. People who, this has like a Mr. Grumpy and Sunshine kind of vibe. People who are just really stuck and wounded and hurt and they've kind of given up, you know. We have, even though this is courage, this has kind of like a strength card energy here. People who have kind of lost the will to face their fears, to put themselves back out there, even though with the Six of Wands, there could be the potential for a lot of victory, but they still haven't, you know, the word forgiveness, they still haven't been able to forgive the loss from before. And so I feel like you help people kind of move through this energy because otherwise they can get very, very, very stuck. Yeah, because we have the Eight of Cups in reverse with depletion. I'm right about that. Yeah, it is like depletion. With depletion, meaning the people that you're kind of encountering are people who can't really seem to move on and find their joy again, emotionally. So even if they're, you know, they've left this part of their life behind, emotionally they haven't moved on. And it's draining them again. They kind of like lose the willpower, the energy to really like try again or give a shit. A lot of people who might be drawn to you tend to self-isolate. So I want to kind of know more about how you do this. Again, there's a magnetism here. I feel like the way you speak, it's very alluring to people. People find you very sweet. I'm definitely getting that. The Page of Pentacles reversed. Okay. I feel like you speak to people's unhealed inner child a lot. The Four of Wands in reverse, interesting. And then Nine of Wands in reverse. I feel like you're very gentle, right? Very gentle about... It's really interesting. We have integrity and completion here, right? And I feel like you both leave room for... how do I describe this? I'm struggling to like come up with the words. I feel like you're able to return people to some level of their integrity, right? Because a lot of the times, you know, when we are harboring negative emotions, it's kind of about something else or something bigger. We kind of, you know, have reduced it down, and this person or the situation becomes symbolic for whatever it was. And a lot, you know, I feel like with the Page of Pentacles reverse, there's a lot of people here who have an unhealed inner child, and this can kind of be where you're learning, you know, you're kind of like learning by apprenticeship, by experience. You have guidance to figure out what it is that you want, and like how to, not even just what you want, but how to go about pursuing what you want, right? This kind of has this energy of like, you know, when your parents like try to teach you the value of hard work, or your parents like make you stick with an after school activity so you can get used to structure and routine. And it's like they're not really caring about what the actual thing is, but they're teaching you the skills you're going to need. So when you do find what you want, you're going to be able to go after it confidently and competently. That's kind of that Page of Pentacles energy for me. So I feel like a lot of people here, like they kind of like, they lose this curiosity. They lose this sort of, you know, this is also somebody who kind of understands there's a long road ahead, but they're going to get what they want at the end of it. And that's kind of like their excitement, their motivation. I feel like you help people. A lot of times you attract people who might have had this breakdown in their family life when they were younger. And with integrity, and this being the Nine of Wands in reverse, there's a sense of like they need to integrate, and especially where we have integration here, integrate that part of them back into themselves. So whatever they've gone through in their current life, or, you know, in their adult life, is meant to bring up these wounds that are unhealed. And so I feel like you kind of help people connect. It's a very soft energy, right? That's part of your magic is you might be very, very intuitive, and you can naturally kind of like see where, you know, like be able to, like, you just know what to say to this person. You understand where they're coming from. People feel supported when they're around you. Because I feel like you help like honor where they've been and how they're feeling, but also remind them that there's a big world out there, right? Look at this image. There's a big world out there, right? Make a wish, shooting star. There's things worth getting excited about, but if we're only ever looking at what has hurt us, we're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. I feel like you help people get excited about the future again. The High Priestess reverse, you might help them connect with their intuition more. You might be, you know, identify as intuitive or psychic and literally do like tarot readings for people, energy healing, things like that. Yeah, we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed with fruition. You help people gain clarity about what has not happened, like what didn't come together, while also empathizing, right? And I feel like it's this, like, you help bring all pieces of a person back together. Yeah, because we have the King of Cups here. I feel like you offer a lot of emotional wisdom for people. Three of Swords, about the heartbreak they've experienced. Four of Cups in reverse, and the word here is desire, but about how even though they've experienced heartbreak, they can't just keep sitting on the sidelines, or, you know, sitting on the sidelines, not doing anything, not participating in life, will just perpetuate the feelings they don't want to be experiencing anymore. It's not going to solve the past, but it can take away from their future. And you're able to help people see that. I feel like you help people connect again to their emotions. This is a magic that you have. I kind of want to know how this applies more to your own life as well. The Moon, yeah, you're very intuitive, very connected to the emotional body. I feel like you're able to pinpoint and clock people's energy very, very heavily. I feel like you guys know this most likely. I feel like as well, because we have the stairs going up on either side, stairs always indicate ascension. Your intuition always leads you toward your ascension. You always know what to do. Some of you might be very good at reading the Akashic records as well. Four of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you are always, you know, we have completion here. Like you're always, the way this is going to be playing out, we're going to look at the other cards after. The way this plays out for you is you're always being intuitively led toward your sense of spiritual completion. For some of you, this might be your last incarnation. You will be led to your soul tribe if you have not already. You will be led to your divine life partner if you have not already. Yeah, exactly, because we have the Lovers with Shakti and ecstatic union. No shit. Okay, and then the Page of Pentacles. Some of you might be led toward starting a family or like having a child. For some of you, you need to hear this. Your counterpart in this life is not a romantic partner. It will in fact be a child that you have. that will be your counterpart. But just in general, I feel like this is really saying like the way that this plays out for you is you're incredibly in tune with your intuition. And as a result, because you not only are very in tune with your intuition and making major life choices, but you always know what to do, right? Your soul is always calling you to the path that you need to take. And I feel for this group, you honor it exceptionally well. And as a result of this, many people are helped by you. Many people are able to get unstuck as a result, and the universe is rewarding you or will be rewarding you with finding your soul home, right? The location that you're meant to be settling in, your soul tribe, creative collaborators for those of you who like to do creative works, and your divine life partner, as well as potentially having like a child with that person, right? With follow your dreams coming out, your way of empathizing with others and the spiritual work that you have done, are doing, and will do, will be repaid to you many, many times over. Many, many times over. You bring people back lost energy, and this is very, very important. This child's holding a little acorn. Many beautiful things will grow as a result of the one-on-one work you do with people. I feel like you spend a lot of time talking with them, doing energy work, whether you mean to do this intentionally or not. So you might find that you're very impacted by other people's emotions. If you do like candle work for people, it's very effective. If you do energy work for people, it's very effective. As a result, spirit is rewarding you or will be rewarding you with, the more you follow your intuition, the more your dreams are going to blossom magically in front of you. And that's part of the magic. It's because you might have like a lot of like Venus energy, or potentially Mercury energy, but I'm feeling like Venus in a place of spiritual service. So this could be like a 12th house kind of placement. You could have Taurus or Libra in your 12th house. There's a lot that goes into it. I'll save it for another time. You could have North Node in either of those signs. But because you are, it's like kind of like an agent of universal like love. By following this, by following your calling and your intuition, you will be led to all of the dreams and desires of your heart and soul. I'm not seeing as much about like financial things. Does not mean that's not a part of it, but I'm really seeing your heart's desires. What you would like, you will be getting. What would make you feel satiated, you will be getting. So I think that's just about everything I'm seeing for group 2 for right now. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for being here, and I will hopefully get to read for you soon. Take care, okay? Okay. Bye. Hi, group 3. Okay. I'm feeling a little bit of an air of austerity, I'm going to be honest. We have the Cinnabar, and Cinnabar is very much associated with like success and victory. Some of you, you might be very, very successful, or there's almost this laser focus I'm getting. Like when you put your attention on something, you're like, I'm going to have that, by the way. It's only a matter of time. You could have a lot of earth placements in your chart, particularly Taurus and Capricorn. But there's a sense here of determination. There's also this energy of like, oh, when you tell me I can't, I'm going to show you how well I can. So you might have you might be like part of your magic might be your endurance and your focus, or like your endurance and your determination, your tenacity. Could have like midheaven in Taurus or Capricorn as well, or have them in your 10th house. So let's see what you got. Yeah, exactly. We have make a move. Yep, so part of your magic right off the bat is really about, especially too, because we have the little fish swimming, and it almost kind of looks like upstream. Like no matter what it takes, like if you want something, you're gonna go for it, right? Even if everything else kind of seems like it's stacked against you, you're just like, watch me. So part of your magic really comes from setting your intentions, right? Because it's making me think of Halloween Town. Magic is just wanting something and letting yourself have it. Setting your intentions and then just like going full bore, full tilt after this thing. I definitely feel that energy from you guys. So let's see what else you have. Ooh, we have Neptune with perspective 22. So we have a master number. That also reduces to a 4. Yeah, we have a 4 with the Earth Star Chakra and grounding. Very earthy energy, in fact. Cosmic Flower, 18, reducing to a 9. The frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. And Miracle, no joke, no joke. Okay, 33, so another master number, but this one reduces to a 6. The frequency of Miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. This, I don't know if you guys are kind of recently coming into this energy or if this has always been kind of with you, but a lot of you guys have a really good connection to Source, and there's a sense of being able to ground that, right? There's a sense of like, I feel like there's a good interplay between the spiritual and the physical, and there's a sense that everything, you guys might understand intuitively, everything that exists in your physical world is a manifestation of energy, of what's going on with you spiritually. A lot of you have either been working on your abundance mindset, or you've always just been very comfortable with it. There's a sense, cannot talk. There's this sense where you guys are very connected to spirit with Cosmic Flower, and you intuitively understand that like miracles are natural and they're meant for you, but there's like that your desires are divine and that you are meant to manifest what you want. Again, some of you may have always sort of believed this. Some of you might be very successful already, or very like achievement driven. Excuse me. There could be some potential healing that needs to take place or has needed to take place in your life around perfectionism. As well as balance. Like again, once you set your sights on something, you might kind of like forget all other areas of life. So again, perspective is something that may have been something you had to work on, or might be something you're working through. For some of you, you kind of were all about the spiritual or all about the material, and with perspective, you're kind of bringing that back into balance, and that's what's about to create this like significant abundance here. But your magic is that you make shit happen. You make stuff happen. Especially I feel like with this Neptune energy, you might, whatever it is you're trying to create, you might kind of have these like, thoughts in the way, or sort of like these perceptions that obscure your progress. And it's like, once that clears, so when Neptune goes retrograde every year, that might be a time of a lot of significant understanding for you. Once that clears, you guys, like, once it like opens up, you guys are always able to act on it, and you like take action, you move forward. You guys might have a lot of creativity with this Neptune energy and understand that that's like a gift from the divine, and then be able to manifest. Yeah, but the biggest message is that you actually like, you make miracles truly happen. You ground miracles, like you call them down, whoop, grab them out of the sky, and like, that's what you're doing. So when you make a move, you make a very powerful move. I also feel like too, I'm really thinking about with the roots and grounding, and like the roots that's, underneath the soil. There's a sense where you move quietly, you move in silence. These two people have their backs to each other. You move quietly, you move in silence. You don't feel the need to kind of broadcast your business to everybody. You gain your own perspective about what's going on. You don't feel the need to ask a lot of people for advice. Because you kind of lean back on your intuition and be like, what do I do here? Like, what's the best path forward? And so when it almost, it feels like there's a lot going on underneath the surface. So when you finally do have a success or something come together, it's like lightning strikes, but it's not really, right? There were a lot of like things that led up to that. I feel like you're also not super bothered, about how long it takes. Like, there's a sense that I think you guys know very well that if you're not seeing something manifest yet, it's because it's still working itself out in the energetic realm, and it's a matter of time, right? So, it could be where everybody around you is having a seeming success, or everybody around you's got something to show for it. I feel like, generally speaking, you guys aren't super bothered by that. You may have been in the past, or you might kind of be working through that, but there's a growing understanding of like, okay, just because it's their turn, that doesn't mean I'm behind. A lot of you guys might have a really unique relationship with time, where you're kind of like, yeah, time is really kind of illusionary, or like, again, there's an understanding. What we're seeing in our external reality is a reflection of something energetic, so I'm not going to put too much stock in that, right? You guys value, I feel like you guys value the energy more than necessary the material. It's not saying you don't want the material manifestation, but you understand there's more to the equation than just that. Again, 2 ascended master numbers, meaning you have a lot of spiritual assistance. You have a lot of help. You kind of like create miracles out of thin air. What is miracle about? Yeah, exactly. Okay, we have the King of Wands with transmutation. Yes, yes, yes. Some of you could be Leos or have a lot of Leo placements. You just like make stuff happen. The King of Wands is somebody who understands energy perfectly. This is also, you know, somebody who has very attractive energy, who's not afraid to, you know, put their work out there, but also doesn't feel the need to do so prematurely, right? You guys are smart about how you use your energy. You're also, I feel like, very smart about, you might be excellent transmuters. Again, you value doing the work and the energetic because you understand that it's gonna ground into your reality. It's part of it. So again, very spiritually gifted. You guys might be very, very gifted manifestors. Yep, the Empress. And if this hasn't shown up yet, it's a matter of time. I feel that. And the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you are going to be excellent business owners. Whenever I see the King and Queen of Wands and Pentacles together, you know, that's the spiritual and the physical together. So that's the inspiration, the passion, the drive, and then the dedication, the patience, the consistency to carry that out day after day. Whenever those come together, so, you know, either the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, or the, you know, Queen of Wands and the, you know, the King of Pentacles, that's like an excellent entrepreneur, like beautiful, gorgeous. You're very, very good at being able to draw resources to you. Excellent at that, by the way. Again, if this is something where you have not seen this yet show up in your reality, it's a matter of time. Some of you, it's like you may have been working a lot leading up to this turning point in your life on your money mindset, on your sense of your personal power, on your, it feels like, yes, your root chakra, but it goes even deeper than that, right? It's like you might have been doing a lot of generational root chakra kind of inherited issues work. There's something here about understanding, understanding the blockages, because of this Neptune energy. This is, you know, that 12th house kind of vibe of like, you're trying to overcome, you know, long-standing karmic cycles. You're trying to like gain clarity on something. You're trying to, you know, deal with that aspect of life. Excuse me, I have a burp. There's something where you guys have been doing a lot of work, and so you are about to, some of you are about to be very, very surprised, because where you've made moves in the past, it may not have really amounted to all that much, but some of you are I'm hearing running into. So like charging straight forward toward the next chapter of your life, where when you make a move, it's not just like a move, it's a strike, right? Things like they move maybe quickly but powerfully, right? You see a lot, either a big return of it, like of energy, or you see you know, you see like a lot of energy setting you up for the future. So either you get a lot back immediately, or it's like, oh, you know, I got this thing and now it's leading me to this, and then I'll go to there. Like you can see it, you know, a ripple effect for miles kind of a thing. There's a lot of power here. I don't, like, obviously the tower hasn't come out yet, but I'm like, this is gonna blow my hair back. You guys will seemingly be miracle makers, but this didn't come from nowhere. This came from you becoming this spiritual master of energy, essentially, first and foremost. A lot of you may have also been doing work with your divine feminine energy. You could have mother healing, because there had to be this sense of how to be able to receive. What was that? As well as how to be able to almost utilize this bounty responsibly, if that makes sense. Utilize this bounty to care for others. The King and Queen of Wands, for me, as well as the King and Queen of Pentacles, can be community leaders. So there's a sense here of you may end up being in a position of quite a lot of power along your journey. And there's a sense of you may have had to go through a lot to understand how to wield that power responsibly, how to wield it well, and how to best wield that power in order to meet the demands of your spiritual purpose and mission while you're here. That was channeled. But I definitely see that here. Yeah, we have the 9 of Swords in reverse, and the word here is criticism. We have the Eight of Swords here with confusion, but it's also reversed. We have the Knight of Cups here with passion. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles here, okay, with beauty. Here, I'm just sitting with this for a sec. I feel like you guys have been on a cycle, a very long cycle, and this make me think of this, like the perspective that needed a shift, where there's been a fear, look at all the blue, of pursuing your truth, especially creatively, like what you wanted to make. There's been a fear that this has all been an illusion, I feel like. You may have had a deep fear of criticism, again, perfectionism, a deep like shame wound. You may have felt like you needed other people's input all the time, or fear of what other people think. There is something that has stopped you, even when you've had passion for what you're doing, what you want to do, the path you want to take. Even when you have had immense passion, right? You've really poured your heart out. Look at that image. You know, there's something that stopped you from taking action, right? And I think that part of this journey is you've learned to overcome day by day, step by step, you know, piece by piece. You've learned to overcome that. You've learned to keep going even when, you know, the fear comes up, even when people have, you know, things to say, even when you've had a lot of like mental and emotional energy to have to work through in order to get to a sense of personal clarity. And that personal clarity, I feel, has led you to understanding, like, honestly, who the hell you are. Who you are, the fact that you are deeply connected to Source and you are here to make miracles for yourself and for others. A lot of you have kind of like healed wounds around receiving, around your own divinity, around your truth, what you want to create, as well as like I was saying, like receiving abundance, because you understand that, again, the physical is a manifestation of energy. You understand that the universe giving something to you is sacred. It is a manifestation of, you know, a return of energy that you're putting out there for others. A lot of you have been very, very concerned with utilizing power ethically. I picked that up very heavily here. You may have kind of dealt with people who were very selfish in the past, dealt with people who were very volatile, right? And it's also making me think of like the King of Wands reversed, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, people who are inconsistent, people who, you know, were not very generous, who were just kind of really, you know, vain or concerned with themselves, or when they got power, when they got wealth, they kind of forgot all about a sense of, you know, community obligation. They forgot all about a sense of gratitude to the universe. They forgot their sense of humility, right? And there's something where I think a lot of you guys have been healing wounds about that. Yeah, I definitely feel that. I want to clarify this like make a move card that we had a little bit more, because I think this is something that a lot of you are growing into. The Four of Wands. Yeah, this is really where, like, I think your desires have changed. I'm really getting this. Your desires and your, not target audience, but like your intention for the people that you want to draw in have changed. This is what's bringing you closer to your soul tribe. Because what you want and what you need out of life. Even look at how these two people, again, aren't facing each other. You might have just been through a cycle, or be going through a cycle of purging a lot of people out of your life. Because a lot of you have been getting clear on your intentions of what you want to create and the type of person you want to create it with, or people you want to create it with. Some of you just went through like a false divine union kind of a thing. And it's really, really been inspiring to help you figure out what you want to do. And it's kind of like this energy of like, come hell or high water, you know, you've gone through so much clearance and so much purging that now you are getting into alignment. Things are going to move very quickly. Yeah, exactly. The Three of Swords with isolation, and the King of Cups with resurrection. Yep, a lot of you, this is all about, and yeah, we have the Moon at the bottom. This has been all about, you've gone through a lot of heartbreak with the Three of Swords, and I think this heartbreak has pushed you into isolation. But what what this is saying is really, as you're about to move into this next chapter and the energy, you've been doing all the work so that energy can move through your life without resistance. That's definitely something I'm getting. We have these other two birds flying away. You may have felt very abandoned or felt like there's nobody really by your side. And I feel like through these challenges, you've really developed into this King of Cups, this person with immense, emotional maturity, spiritual wisdom, right? We have the snake here. And so it's somebody who's not afraid of transformation, somebody who sees the importance and the beauty in that. You have gone through so much, and as a result, you are ready to get into alignment with people who are on your level and of your caliber, emotionally and spiritually, and you need to know that. I feel like a lot of you guys, as soon as the energy starts moving, which is very, very soon, you're going to really... You had to go through this process of disillusionment to be able to gain a perspective, to really ground what it is you want in your life. And this energy is going to move as if by magic. It's going to make miracles. So your magic essentially is that when you set your sights on something, you make it happen. Your magic is that you understand there's a lot more to this life than what the physical world presents. And as a result, you spend your energy wisely. Even if it does not always turn up in the physical, it will. It's a matter of time. You spend your energy wisely. People are going to be looking at you and wondering how you got to where you are, or seemingly overnight success is kind of the energy here. It's not. You did a lot of work to get here. A lot of work. So you are going to be a very abundant person in all senses of the word because of that. I like seeing there's a lot of earth, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of water here, there's a variety of things. You're going to have an abundant return in many areas of life. And I feel like you're going to be somebody who the universe hands miracles to, but who also is then able to pass that forward and give miracles to as well. I want to pull you guys one more card, not that one though, to close out our reading. Yeah, the Three of Wands, and it's in reverse. We have delight. Don't be afraid if your plans change. That's okay, because again, you are getting rerouted and aligned, the sun, to your ultimate happiness. This is going to be really good. I can tell. And the Ten of Cups at the bottom. And we have purity as the word here. And I feel like, again, you're getting aligned with something that's actually going to make you happy and actually going to be of the same caliber, spiritually speaking, as you. I think you were very attached to where you were, or it also is just, it's hard to be alone for a long period of time or travel this journey by yourself for a long time. But this is aligning you to people who are going to actually be able to relate to you. I feel like that's a really big deal. People who will really be able to relate to you as a soul, as a person walking through this world. Like these are spiritual companions. These are people who see the essence of who you truly are beyond just what you look like or who you're being in this lifetime. And these are people who are going to be able to actually appreciate, respect, love, and honor you, collaborate with you. So your plans might change, and that's okay. Allow things. Right now is a big time to allow, like set your sights on something, do the work, and allow things to kind of change for you in your reality, because it's getting you some really good shit. So yeah, that's awesome. I am wishing you guys the best with this. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I hope this was helpful, and I hope you get the chance to read for you again in the future. Take care. Bye.